A frequent comment I tend to get is how impressed people are with how much I manage to get done between having 2 kids and a house and a husband and a full-time job and this YouTube channel, and also doing all of my writing and my various other hobbies and interests and things. And so I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a write with me evening in my life, just to kind of give you a bit of an idea of, what this kind of lifestyle looks like for me. All right, sweetheart. So since we can't make gymnastics, are you okay with picking up ice cream instead?
Yeah, I love ice cream. What was the problem?
That it took so long. There was so much traffic.
I want rainbow ice cream.
Rainbow ice cream. We'll have to see what they have.
I love rainbow ice cream.
You love rainbow ice cream.
Ah!
Okay. Should we call Daddy and your brother and ask them what kind of ice cream they want?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go call. I, of course, chose a day that tended to go off the rails a little bit. Traffic was awful. I missed taking my daughter to gymnastics, so we had to go home, and that threw our whole schedule off. All right, you ready to go home?
Yeah.
Okay. And I am sure it is not nearly as romantic or, ideal as people might imagine. There are only a limited number of hours in the day, and it all comes down to sacrifices and priorities and choosing the things that you want to spend your time on and the types of things that you can handle. And, we're all in different stages and seasons of life where we can handle different things, and we have to keep all of that in mind. During the week, my schedules tend to be pretty prescriptive. I wake up, I get the kids ready, I get them to school, then I go to work, and then I come home. Sometimes they have activities in the evening, or we hang out. Sometimes I try to get some chores done. Sometimes I take a little bit of time to myself if I'm feeling up to it, or need time to recover if I'm not feeling well. And then we have dinner, we put the kids to bed, and then we have 2 hours. And those 2 hours in my evening are essentially all the time that I have for socializing, playing games, reading books, cleaning, doing laundry, spending time with my husband, working on my YouTube channel, writing, basically everything that I might want to do as a non-mandatory activity in my life is fit into those 2 hours every evening. I don't tend to show when I'm not being productive and when I'm not getting things done, but I assure you it does happen very frequently. It is definitely hard. If you're curious how I have time to work full-time, have 2 kids, have a husband, and get all my stuff done, it's because my house looks like this. And this. And this. And this. I did show you literally the worst corners of my house, but I think you get the point. There's little time for other things. It was wrong. Are we on 16 hour at the Olympics? Are we starting this one? You finished the other one? Okay. One summer day in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious treehouse appeared in the woods. You risked your life to save the lost story of Hercules, said Morgan. It was nothing, said Annie. The wind began to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster.
Faster.
Then everything was still.
Absolutely still.
Yeah. Good night, kids.
Good night.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you, bud. Good night.
I got to heal.
Good night. Thank you. All right, the kids are in bed. It is 7:04. They're obviously not asleep. They tend to play or whatever chaos they get up to in their rooms, hopefully quietly for an hour or two before they actually go to sleep. I realized while reading their bedtime story that my throat's really hurting, so I'm probably getting sick, which would explain why all the, what's it called? Like the Flonase and the Claritin for my ears hasn't been helping that much yet, which I thought maybe was just everything's really inflamed, but if I'm getting sick, that would explain it. So yeah, that's always fun. But I'm going to pull all my stuff up and get ready to start writing now. All right, I'm pulling everything up right now, but I am just over 2,500 words into revising. No, sorry, that's wrong. 5,250 words into this second draft of my Magic Forged book, and I'm finally feeling like I'm really in the flow with things. It took probably until my third session to really feel like I was writing much in a writing session. Like, it always takes a little while to get into it. First drafts always tend to take the longest, but I'm finally into it with this book, and I'm ready to start making progress, and I'm really hoping I can hit my 15,000 word per week goal for revising this, which should be possible as I get further into the book and I'm able to take more of it directly and just like fix it up and tweak it, but not have to rewrite completely every single scene. So that should go a little bit faster. Something that I have learned about myself is that it's easiest to write when I can pretend the rest of the world doesn't exist. So I will put headphones in even if I'm not listening to music, although normally I do. I'll make sure my door is closed. I'll turn out the lights. I'll put on a couple spotlights. And I just really crave this feeling of being solely immersed in the story, and anything around me tends to pull me out of that and make it harder for me to focus. But I found that getting into the zone like this really works for me. What happened? One of the things I'm trying to do in this draft is start introducing chapters instead of just scenes. I had a really easy time finding the place to end the first chapter is a really good turning point where you're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I can maybe adjust it a little bit, but I think it's pretty good. This next chapter, I'm really struggling with where I want to do the cutoff. I need to go back and look at the notes I have from some of the Robert McKee books on when to be ending and changing chapters. I know there's a lot of different points in it depending on the different like scene arcs and stuff. I think I'm going to end this one with a little bit of a transition, I think. Just to kind of divvy it up, have something different, but we'll see. This is a new thing for me to think about for a while. I haven't worried about this since the book I queried, which all of the scenes were condensed where I didn't cut off in between scenes because they were all POV switches between chapters, so I didn't have to really decide where to cut it off. It was just whenever the POV ended was a new chapter. So new things to learn with every book, right? Something else I've realized is that when I'm in these phases of life, like I am right now, where work is really stressful, we're getting sick all the time, like there's just a lot of things that are sort of, I guess, tearing me down instead of building me back up, I can actually really appreciate taking a little bit of time when I get home to actually recover and rest, which is something that my A-type overachiever, doesn't know how to chill personality has always struggled with. And I've never really believed that it was something that I needed. But now that I'm really struggling with having the motivation and energy to actually do things in the evening instead of just having the whole evening recovering, if I have that, 20, 30, maybe up to an hour to kind of let myself recover, I can feel the difference afterwards, where I can sit down like this and I can write for hours, and it's been a huge discovery for me that took until I was basically 30 to realize that yes, rest, relaxation, recovery, filling your cups, it actually works. Alright, it's almost 9 o'clock. I think this is where I need to stop writing for tonight, but it's, 8:50. I've been writing for almost 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half between the time I had to go deal with my kids. And I got, project writing history. Okay, I got 2,215 words in tonight, which is pretty good. I've been pretty steadily getting that much done in an evening. So Monday I got 2,140. Last night I got 2,149. I'm surprisingly consistent. So I think all together that puts the manuscript currently at 7,213 words, which is not bad. I'm hoping to get, 15K this week, and I'm already halfway there. I did get 500 words in Saturday. I think it was Friday or Saturday of last week. So I have a little bit from that, but that's what I managed tonight. I have a little bit of time that I could probably spend trying to relax, watch my show in bed before I go to sleep, but I'm exhausted. I'm definitely not feeling super great. I hope I feel better in the morning, but this is just kind of life with kids. I barely go a week without feeling some sort of minor ailment, but hopefully it's only that. I'm very tired though. My throat hurts. So that's not great, but I don't know. This was a little glimpse into an evening in my life, and yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you all another time.